Hi everyone, welcome again to another episode of Unfiltered Truth. Yeah, welcome. Yeah. So today we are going to be doing a recap of our previous videos, and today I have a guest here with me. But guess what? I will not be giving you the guest name. You will get to see the guest yourself. Yeah. You will get to meet the guest yourself. So what the guest is going to be doing today is she's going to be talking on one that really stood out for her. I don't know what she's going to be talking about, but we will all get to see it. We have,
Sophia, I'm Sophia.
yeah, today she's representing what she does. She is a registered nurse and also she's a bladder and bowel specialist nurse. Ooh.
Hi.
So today, like I said, she's going to be doing a recap of our previous videos and she's going to be speaking to us on one particular topic, which is best known to her, but we are going to be hearing that very soon. So please, let's do well to stay true till the very end. Okay, thank you.
All right, Unfiltered Truth, faith, life, and health. She has said several things, and I don't think I can even give like a recap of everything, but I would like to talk about the one she did on health. She being a bladder and bowel nurse specialist, so she gave us input from her own point of view. I mean, this is a recap. It's not like I'm trying to say something new or something that we've not heard before. But once an information is being reinforced, once you repeat something over and over again, it tends to like sink in more better. And hence, I think would be one of the reasons for this session. I think the first introduction was about the general things we've been ignoring. People don't like to talk about these things, especially when it comes to their bladder and their bowels. Some persons feel embarrassed to talk about it. You see patients, they're not just comfortable discussing it. But we need to start seeing these things as part of life. In terms of the bladder and bowel health, many persons tend to ignore that. And it's obvious that we should start paying attention because many persons are, I would use the word, suffering in silence. There are a lot of activities, there are a lot of malfunctioning going on within our body that is greatly attributed to our bladder and bowel health. There is a disease condition, autonomic dysreflexia, that is majorly attributed to somebody retaining urine or somebody not opening their bowels. So imagine that somebody having a neurological condition that can significantly affect your blood pressure. And one of the major cause is problem with the bladder and bowel health. So it's, that gives us an insight into how that when we ignore our bladder and bowel health, several things would go wrong. Bladder irritants, it's just those tiny things in life and how some things that we drink has the ability to irritate our bladder. Talking about what we're drinking in terms of caffeinated drinks, in terms of alcohol, and those things irritate our bladder and gives us symptoms as you can't hold it because the bladder is just irritated because of what you're drinking, and you're just drinking those things out of free will. I mean, you don't know why you're going to the loo quite often, but here is why. You might be taking something that is actually irritating your bladder. I mean, who could have thought that you drinking coffee or you drinking hot chocolates that has caffeine in it? I mean, the coffee must have caffeine, definitely. Can irritate your bladder. I mean, so it's just this little things. So just to recap that if you're seeing that you're using the toilet more frequently than usual, you should pay attention to what you're drinking. Because some drinks, like fizzy drinks, she mentioned it in that video, fizzy drinks, like I don't want to mention their names. I'm not here to spoil anybody's business. So fizzy drinks, hot chocolate that has caffeine in it, even some green teas has this caffeine in them as well. Anything caffeinated would irritate your bladder. And once the bladder is irritated, what happens is you just want to, it's being irritated. The muscles are just contracting and contracting. It's just squeezing, and you just want to urinate. So bladder irritants. let's try as much as possible to start cutting down. I'm not going to say stop totally, start cutting down on bladder irritants, and we'll begin to see significant changes in terms of how often we use the loo. Another thing she spoke about that stood out for me was on pelvic floor. You would never know how much your pelvic floor muscles contribute to your well being as an individual until you come down with maybe a disorder below. When I say below, I mean in terms of your water works as well as you're going to the toilets to open your bowels, then you would know the importance of your pelvic floor muscles. You know, in Unfiltered Truth, spoke about how that your pelvic floor muscles are like your core muscles and they hold everything in your pelvis in place. Really, women, with childbirth, many people don't know that when you take in, you're actually like exerting pressure, like a lot of pressure on your pelvic floor. And when you deliver, there's usually no recuperative exercises to build back your pelvic floor muscles. So women they take in and out, in and out, in and out, and there is no structure as to how to rebuild the pelvic floor muscles. In Unfiltered Truth, we're enlightened on how some exercises, we would call them pelvic floor exercises. This thing we are sharing, they are what patients to pay for, and we are giving it here for free. You guys should be clapping for Unfiltered Truth. So she talked about pelvic. She just gave you that regimen, pelvic floor exercises. You would not know how much that will help you, and especially the male gender, until you come down with urgencies. How you're using, and you start by training your pelvic floor and doing your pelvic floor exercises. You have to notice significant changes in your waterworks. So that's also something that we should incorporate into our daily lives. And it doesn't have to be when you come down with maybe a disorder, or when you start having urgency or any urinary symptoms, or when you start having any bowel problems, that you start training your pelvic floor muscles. Not having this information, having known this as a female, you don't have to. I mean, it doesn't have to be structured. When you're standing, you're walking, you're sleeping, anytime you just remember, just do that squeezing, just do that pelvic floor exercises. And if you need more information on pelvic floor exercises, you can just use the comment section. Just let Unfiltered Truth know, and would put you through as to the step by step, and maybe review your regimen with you and all that. Another thing she talks about was drinking for a healthy bladder. I mean, from the fizzy drinks, I mean, that's had said a lot. There are some things we are just drinking and drinking. I don't know. I'm not to advise on what you should drink, but I think I can suggest that if you're somebody that drinks alcohol or drinks some things that, you know, like the caffeinated drinks we spoke about the last time, they are not just healthy for the bladder. Note when you take alcohol, you just watch maybe like 15 to 30 minutes later. Just keep track of the number of times you go to empty your bladder and see if that is healthy for you. That thing that we spoke about on Unfiltered Truth, that Debbie spoke about, was on the impact holding urine for a long time has on your brain. What happens is, when you hold urine, sometimes some of us want to. I wanted to say I'm guilty of this sometimes, because sometimes you can be so engrossed in what you're doing and you just want to hold that urine. When you hold that urine for a long time, you're overstretching the muscles of the bladder. Apart from the fact that you're overstretching, if such an individual is already having like a compromised system, there can now start to be like a backflow. And once you start going back to the kidney, you start having complications and all that. And some persons are not just drinking enough. Some persons, because I'm going to work, if I drink water, if I have so much fluids, I would have to go and, empty my bladder. I have to go and urinate often. But the truth of the matter is, for you drinking, it's not the yardstick for you to go to the loo often. What do I mean by this? when you don't drink enough, or when, let's say, when you are trying to cut down your fluid intake because you are going to the toilet, what happens is, you see that little amount that you have in your bladder, once you start irritating the wall of your bladder, you will start having that. That's the reason why you don't want to drink. You will start having those symptoms. So that's what people don't understand. They tend to cut down. I don't want to drink too much because I don't want to urinate. But the little urine you have there, because it's concentrated, because it's not diluted, it will make you want to go. It will make you want to go and empty your bladder. So that's one key information that we should also take away from Unfiltered Truth. So you want to keep your fluid intake 1.5 to 2 liters. We are not ignorant of the fact that there are some persons on fluid restrictions, and you want to follow the recommendations of your doctor as well. But for a healthy adult, 1.5 to 2 liters of fluid. And some persons, I've heard some persons being allergic to water. Some persons have water allergy, but there are several options now. You can, infuse your drinks. You can infuse your water, add a bit of lemon, a bit of squash, just to make it um pleasant to you, just to make it palatable, and just to encourage you to drink. Yeah, so there are a lot of things in bladder and bowel. So I don't want to go beyond what we've actually discussed. This is just like a recap. So if you want like a full um tip, you could go back to the previous videos that we've uploaded on this same page. So do well to, just check the videos and rewatch those videos again. They are quite healthy tips, I bet you. Okay, now that we've spoken about, let me just go into a bit of life and other things that I had also picked from this platform on Unfiltered Truth. There was a time I clicked on a video and it was talking about using people for benefits. That, struck me. And I began to reflect. I saw how it is possible for people to come into your space because of what they are looking after for, like because of what they are interested in. From this platform, I developed that notion of first myself as an individual. If I want to do something for someone, I'm not expecting a reward first off. As humans, I think we are wired to think like that. That if somebody wants to assist you, somebody wants to like offer you something, or if you want somebody to do something, I know we understand what I'm trying to say. We are always after what we're going to get from the person, or from whatever the person is going to do in return. So from Unfiltered Truth, you can just you can just do something not in anticipation of the favor. And some person, they come to your space because they know they need you. They want to establish friendship. Why that is, in a way, it can be healthy. Let's draw the thin line. In a way, it can be healthy, but we should be able to differentiate when you're now trying to just being on the parasitic side. You just want to be parasitic. You just want the benefit from that relationship. You can as well, cut off from my space if you just want to be a parasite to me. And that I took away from your Unfiltered Truth. And I think the day she also invited me on parenting and all that, even though we're not the best parent advisor, I just shared my own personal experiences. And to further restate that part where we talked about parents fixing themselves first off, parents trying to address, or parents paying close attention to the root cause of the problem. If you're trying to build a bond with your child, if you're trying to build a bond with your teenager, adolescent, or within your family, you're not first focusing on the bond itself. You're focusing on the root cause of the bond, of what had led to the distortion, or of what had led to the breakage in the bond. So we advise that parents should focus on their healing. Parents should focus on learning, unlearning, and relearning a lot of things. We spoke about how the parent needs to go for counseling session. They need to get their own healing, sign up for parental mentorship classes. We also spoke about how the parent needs to now be the role model. They need to start modeling who they want their children to become, because we established that the best way to actually learn, that children learn, is by observation, and that they're actually looking up to you as a parent. So that was very profound.
Oh my God, with the recap so far, it has shown that Unfiltered Truth with Dherbiehood has really been holistic, Because if you look at it, we've spoken about faith, we've spoken about life,
Yeah, and
we've
health.
spoken about health. And if you can connect the dots, you would see that we've spoken about parenting,
Yeah,
trauma,
that's life.
childhood experiences,
And
how
life.
they can affect
Yeah.
your health, your faith with God, your
Mhm.
walk with God.
Yeah.
Stop using God.
Yeah.
Stop lusting after people's success.
Yeah.
Try to be who you are.
Mhm.
Don't follow the template of people.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's really good. Good
Yeah.
stuff here.
Yeah.
Good stuff here. Like she said, if you've not watched these videos, you need to run back, rush, and go and rewatch these videos
Yeah. I
that we've
mean,
spoken
that's
about.
the way we can, promote. I wouldn't use the word promote because actually we want this information to get out to as many persons as possible. So
Yeah.
when you rewatch, you're liking, you're subscribing, you're resharing. It's
Yeah.
actually a way of you trying to make this information known to other persons. And you don't know
Yeah.
the life you might be saving just by
Yeah. By
liking or
sharing.
by sharing. Yeah. So when we say that's just the way to keep it going,
Yeah,
keep the
because when you
information.
like the video, you are helping the algorithm of the video to go up and it will
Yeah.
reach out to as many people as we want you to.
Yeah.
Guys, please, I want to know what you took home from today's video. Please let us know in the comment section, okay? Don't forget to share this video with your friends. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to comment, like I said. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the link below.
Yeah. It doesn't bite. Subscribe.
Subscribe, yeah. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell for more upload like this. To be very sincere, we are so grateful to have you on Unfiltered Truth with Dherbiehood.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Yeah, thank
much.
you.
Guys, help us thank her once again in the comment section.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
And this is Unfiltered Truth with
Dherbiehood.
Faith, Health, Life, Unfiltered. Bye.